Versus and Flow Season 5, engineered by Lexus. We are in the Luxury Await studio doing our thing in the heart of Hollywood. And, I don't feel like we need any introduction for this guy. This is a man who's been on every season of the show. Season 1 in Atlanta, Season 2 at the Belasco, Season 3 at the Belasco, Season 4 here at Siren Studios, and Season 5 here at Siren Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, Prentice Powell! Straight out of the Bay to LA. What's going on, man?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
Feeling very good.
Doing good. Now I can run down your list of accomplishments because that's what people do when you put people in the Hall of Fame. But what we want to do right now is let us know why you're here this season. What's going on now?
So, currently blessed to be the behind-the-scenes host of Versus and Flow Season 5. So we have been having a ball, literally a ball, walking around and interviewing the guest, the artist, everybody. Just, checking in on people, documenting their experience, getting information on them as spoken word artists, as poets, as fans of the craft, as people who have never heard of the show, but their friend is from out of town and they wanted to bring them to something. There's so many different type of people who've been here this season, and so many new, refreshing, and so many talented poets.
Right.
So it's been amazing, just all week, just getting to know everybody.
Yeah. But you're also putting in some other work.
Oh yeah. So tonight is it. Tonight is what it's about. Tonight is why I'm here.
What will you be doing on the show?
So I have the opportunity on the first show tonight to perform a poem of mine called Addiction, which is basically kind of my spin on my passion for what I do, and just how I feel about it and correlating it to having addiction. It's a poem for anybody with a passion, essentially, because I love expressing myself.
Okay.
I love it. And then the second episode, myself, Chief, and Black Ice, which is beyond an honor, we wrote a joint. Well, actually, Chief wrote a poem. It was called Hashtag.
Okay.
We read it. I wrote a little bit to it, and we meshed it together, and we're gonna perform that tonight as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, your poem Addiction, it's about passion. For the craft. Yeah,
for my craft. And just correlating and put it to spin to, people who have addictions in general,
right.
Maybe substance abuse, anything. But I'm excited about this poem specifically because it allows me to just be me in a very, very raw sense.
Okay.
I think knowing those cameras are there never is an issue for me. Like, I don't care the cameras are there, but going down the history of the poems that I've done, I wanted to do something different, something that felt different on stage, a poem that didn't feel similar to any poem that I did, and I feel like, this one is really, it's really raw.
Yeah.
It's a raw poem.
A lot of people, and this is where I was getting with that, because you do have that passion. A lot of artists, when they've been on the show, they're content. They're happy to have done that. Maybe they won't submit again because their family saw them. They were all good. From season 1 on, you've been re-upping yourself.
Right.
You've been challenging yourself
to
do more. Where does that passion come from? Because we know you can write. We know that you can do poetry. But every year it's something different. You kind of up the ante. Why?
I don't want to stay the same.
Yeah.
I want to grow. I'll tell you, every season I'll tell you the same thing. I want to be great.
Yeah.
I want to be great, whatever that means for me. It doesn't mean be better than anybody else. I want to be great. So the thing for me is, can I find a new way to express myself? Can I make it back? And I think the misconception a lot of people have now with me is that Prentice just gets to go on the show.
Right. Yeah.
People think, Prentice doesn't have to submit a poem. I hear that so much, especially this season, and it's such the opposite.
Yeah.
I go home and I think about the poems I have. I look and see if I have anything that's already recorded that reflects what I'd want it to reflect if I was submitting it to any other television series, and I submit my tape.
Yeah.
And I pray to God, like everybody else, I hear something back. It's it's not a given. And so I think in order to continue to be blessed to be a part of this show, you have to continue to produce work that they feel is the type of content they want on the show. So for me, it's all about a challenge.
Right.
You know, can I do it? And no, I'm not going to be content. I have another plan.
Like a lot of people don't realize that it's hard for an artist who's been on the show. There's more scrutiny for that artist because they don't want to repeat the same artist over and over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
And there's an expectation.
Right.
You know, and I think that the thing I really, really learned, and this is the first season that I'm not just happy to be here.
Right. Yeah.
Every season I've been so happy to be here. Mm-hmm. I just want to do a good job.
What changed that? How did it flip?
The hunger.
A switch that went on in your head?
The hunger. It's the hunger. It's not that I lost it. I just have. I'm starving more than I was before, and so I'm hungry. I want what I want.
Yeah.
You know, like I say every time, there's no glass ceiling to what we do. Mm-hmm. So why can't I say, hey, I want to achieve this, and having Lexus sponsor this or engineer this wonderful show, having Lexus engineer this wonderful show, why can't I? Why not? You know, you're walking around luxury, you're walking around people, individuals, Walton Isaacson, everybody, people, professionals, you know, great spirits. Yeah. That motivates you, you know, so I wanna do well. Yeah. I wanna do good. You know, I wanna leave my mark.
The main thing I heard from you this week while you were talking to the other poets just going around is that it's important to be a student of the genre, important to be a student of your craft. What is your approach to studying others, and what is your approach to studying to be better?
First, you have to give people an opportunity. I think a lot of people shut poets off. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't relate to their work, or it may not be as performance-based as people who enjoy more performance-based poems, but that's when you listen to the writing. Mm-hmm. You know, you pay attention to the individuals who get up, and you see and you watch and you look at them while they're performing, and you watch their hand movements and how their hands move while they say certain words, and where they go, and where their vocal pitch changes. And you know, it's like with your vocals, you can do so much. You raise them, drop them down, pause, breath, everything. And I learned that from my collective members in Fiveology. I learned that from watching, you know, people on the stage. And I learned it from asking them and talking to them.
Right.
So I literally go up to them and I'd be like, yo, what you just did when you did this, that was dope. Yeah. Like, what were you thinking? You know, how'd you concept? And I give my input and try to get something back. And I take that and I go to some corner, literally, and I'll practice and I try to apply it. You know, not biting or taking anything away, but let me make that my own.
That's interesting. A lot of people do not do that. They'll either, like, you know, try to protect their own stuff, or they won't try to go to another poet for fear that they might think they're trying to replicate something they're doing. You know what I mean? But it's important to do that. And if you're genuine about it, people will know that you're not trying to steal from them. You know, you're just really trying to get better.
Right.
A lot of people also, what I've found over the 5 seasons and just being in the poetry community, thanks to the show and everything, is that there are a lot of slashes. There is poet / actor, poet / musician. You know, the other things people are doing. What's your slash? Father? Okay.
Human?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a slash.
No slash?
No, I don't. I really, really tried to think about it, which is why I was on stuck for so long.
Yeah,
I really
no, it's fine.
go through my brain, but no, I don't. I just love this.
Yeah.
I love this. I need it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the TV. I mean, I need the opportunity to express myself. I don't have an alternative. I mean, granted, I have a career, I have a job with amazing benefits, so I do the work thing, but this is what I'm meant to do. I believe that. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that this is a gift that God's given me that is not meant for me, and this is what I'm supposed to do. Now, I may do it in the poetry arena, but you can branch out. You can also do lectures, you know what I mean? And I think it was important to recognize that finally, that, you know, you can go beyond the coffee shop, you can go beyond the Verses and Flow stage, you can go wherever you want to go with this. Like, we are our own product.
Yep.
We don't need anything else. It doesn't matter what we have on. It doesn't matter, you know, what we look like. We are our own product. Like,
So how's being on the show affected your brand? How has it helped your brand?
it's made me concentrate more on it.
Okay.
You know, you're aware that people are watching. If people look at me as one of the representatives of Lexus Versus and Flow, I need to own that. Ownership means if you see a young cat who comes up to you and he's like, yo, I've been writing for 2 years, but I've been studying you for 3 years, you use that opportunity to give him some knowledge that you have.
Yep.
And that's what poets that I admire, some of them did for me, and a lot of them did not do. You know, so I want to do the things that I wish somebody did for me,
Right.
For somebody else. It doesn't mean I'm right, but I think I have a little bit a good idea on how to get a couple of things done. And if I can share that with somebody else, then let me do that, because it's not for me to keep in my back pocket.
We've seen you grow over the last 5 seasons, but your family's grown too. How's the family doing?
Family's well, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy, everybody is positive, and everybody's healthy.
Okay.
You know, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
You know, everybody is good. It's a blessing to be in the position that I'm in as far as my family, and you know, I really, really am grateful and thankful of the people that I have in my life. You know, I have some solid people, and you know, I think the things too. Walton Isaac's in this family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the highlight of me coming here is getting to be around my extended family.
Yep.
We're family.
Yep.
You know, just to, you know, have such an extended family, and then the poetry community is family too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had a ball this whole week hanging out with poets that I never met prior to,
Right.
you know, the day that they get here and shoot.
Yeah.
We hang out all day.
Yep.
And so I'm blessed. I really am.
From being just happy to be here to now owning his space, owning his greatness, on the way to greatness.
Yes.
Lexus Versus and Flow alum, seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the guy right here, Prentice Powell. For more information about Prentice, because it's going to be a whole big page, like he has his own section and everything, and all of our posts that are going to be on season 5, please go to luxuryawaits.com or versesandflow.com. This young man will be ripping the stage for us, not once, not twice, but 3 times with his web poem, which is what?
That one is called Life's Contradictions.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one is just essentially, I thought about how contradictory life is and can be, but how some of those contradictions don't make sense but do make sense.
Right.
So it's a poem that makes sense to me but might not make sense to anybody else.
Become unhinged tonight, so you really got to tune in. You never know.
No, you know, just tune in, just watch it.
Social media, we all know it already. For the first 4 seasons, it's the same one. Follow Prentice on Twitter.
Right.
No, literally, that's what it is. It's at follow
Follow
Prentice,
Prentice.
because that's what he's all about. And on Instagram, I poked his eye out this week. So Prentice Powell 1906.
That is correct.
What else you got?
We got Facebook,
Right.
Prentice Powell. You can look
Okay.
me up there. And for booking,
Booking!
you can contact me at prentice1906@gmail.com.
Give them the info.
Hook me up.
We are in Hollywood. It is Hollywood Week. Versus and Flow, season 5, engineered by Lexus and performed by Prentice Powell. Let's go.
Season 5.